And tonight on our Great American panel is the author of the brand new political thriller, Manifest Destiny. Republican strategist Rick Robinson is here, and he brought me a football. Where's the Oh, here's yours. Which one's that?
Eastern Kentucky University.
Come on,
go Big E.
go.
The Colonels.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, I'm going to see how it throws. Ready? Touchdown, right there. And she's the Washington columnist for Fortune magazine, Fox News contributor Nina Easton here. And he is a nationally syndicated radio rock star talk show host, Fox News contributor, a good friend of mine, Mike Gallagher. Guys, good to see you all.
Hey, Sean.
Trial, verdict?
Well, I'm not with you on the 5%. I mean, I think most of the nation said the lady did it. It's pretty obvious. You don't lie to the police. It's time. I'm going to trot out my old argument for years. We need professional juries. We don't need dopes who are influenced by CSI. Sean, it's true.
Mike,
I mean, Sean, ask OJ. I mean, look at how many
That was jury nullification. That's a whole different issue.
It happens. These are the kinds of things that happen. I believe that for every one of the Casey Anthony miscarriages of justice in a high-profile case, there are 100 happening around the country, people being paid off. It's corruption.
I watched this trial. I hope you wouldn't refer to me as a dope.
You're not.
Some people have. And I'm telling you, I would have voted with the jury. And I'll tell you why, Mike, because they couldn't prove that the charges based on the law, based on the burden of proof on the prosecution. They didn't get there.
Fair enough, but the system is still corrupt. When these jurors start getting paid off, and the Daily News reported today they stand to make between $15,000 and $25,000 apiece as they sell their story, there's something
wrong. None of them sold their story yet.
Not yet. Well, it's yesterday.
Well,
why didn't they talk after the trial?
You think that when they were in the jury room deciding whether or not this girl may die or this girl may spend her life in prison or they might make the wrong decision? I think they want the truth. I believe in people.
The lawyers have dissected this from kingdom to come all day long, so I don't want to go there. But just to explain the passion over this, I think there's a fundamental belief, and probably on your part as well, that this mother got away with something. If not a murder, then at least a death, a covering up a death of this little girl. That juror who said she felt sick to her stomach, giving this with this verdict, I think says it all. So, okay, the prosecution didn't do its job. That's fine. But why are people so passionate about this? Because they feel like she got away with something and a little girl is dead.
This is the 95% that I had from the beginning. She's a pathological liar, and no reasonable person can fathom how a mother wouldn't call the police after 31 days.
I think you and I talked about it a minute ago. I think the one thing that happened in this case was a decision made by the prosecutors in the very beginning when they sat down and they went for a capital murder case on circumstantial evidence. I think the jurors, when you said they went into the jury room and sat back and decided what they were going to do, they were not going to send somebody to their death on circumstantial evidence. And I think that affected the whole outcome of the case.
They were given, I listened to the judge's instructions. You listen to where the burden of proof lies. It is with the prosecution, what the standard reasonable doubt is. And then I listened to Jose Baez and his partner, and they laid out their closing arguments. And Mike, they impeached or contradicted and created doubt on every issue. Well, you want to convict her on her partying, the 31 days, and the lies. No, that's not guilt of murder.
I want to convict her on the testimony of an overwhelming presence of chloroform in the car, of an overwhelming presence of a decomposed body.
How does a decomposed body make her guilty?
Well, because there was a dead body in the car. How many dead bodies did she have in the car?
But wait a minute. On the 15th, you have this is when they say all these people smelled the dead body. 7 other people 7 days later said they didn't smell a thing.
The strand of hair that matched the DNA that came from the
technology. We never used it in Florida before.
But see,
Mike,
what you're doing, Sean, it seems to me, is what the late Johnny Cochran did. You know,
you acquit. You got
to challenge the doesn't fit. You got to challenge the DNA. Now that we have DNA, more scientists.
Mike, you're pro-life. I'm pro-life. What if we ever convicted? And we have done this many times. I like the Innocence Project, and I'm even pro-death penalty.
I agree.
What if you convicted somebody who didn't do it?
It would be a nightmare, but Sean, is it better to let a guilty woman go free?
It's better than
I walked around, I was walking through airports today and looking at these 2-year-olds. That's what keeps going through my mind. I was looking at these parents holding and hugging their 2-year-olds. I got a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what is, and I think that's what's going through the minds of all these people. Even if she drowned, if this child drowned.
Oh, and by the way, and who buys that?
So let's.
Who buys that?
This is the case. The overall lesson from this case, Sean.
She didn't call 911. She didn't seek help. I mean,
she barely.
The lesson from this case.
I am saying that if we lower the standard, then we have adopted mob rule. We have got to keep a high standard, and we have got to stand by our rule of law and our Constitution and presumption of innocence. And if they can't meet that burden, Mike,
It's as if nobody will ever be convicted on circumstantial evidence again.
That's not true.
It was a circumstantial case.
You can't tie her to the case.
Oh, Sean.
You can't tie her to the location. We don't even know the cause of death, Mike.
I know, and the DNA didn't match.
Right.
Come on, Johnny Cochran.
Johnny Cochran.
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
Robert Shapiro's a friend of mine. All right, more than next.